My name is Dr. Sarah Jane and I am the creator of Spinal Energetics. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my background and how I got to where I am currently so that you guys get a little bit of a better understanding of how I came up with this modality. So my background originally was in psychology with a major in neuroscience and a minor in world religions, and more specifically Hinduism and Buddhism. I fell immensely in love with the Eastern philosophy and thought and wanted to just immerse myself into these, I guess, different cultures, as the West never really quite sat incredibly well with me. So I went and I traveled all over Southeast Asia. I went to India, I went to Thailand, I went to Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and that's where I found the practice of yoga and meditation as well. And so I went on to study my yoga teacher training certificate and my meditation teacher training, and just wanted to experience this new way of being and also focus on my spirituality as a human being in this world. I then went home and I was working one day in an industry that just wasn't meaningful for me. So I went on and I jumped onto Seek and I typed in the keyword, for those of you who don't know, Seek is a job search engine, and I typed in the keyword meaningful. And the only job that came up was for a chiropractor. I wasn't sure what chiropractic was. I thought it was maybe something similar to a physio or an osteo, but I really hadn't been exposed to anything like that before, but something inside me said, apply. So I applied and I walked into this clinic and I felt for the very first time home away from home. I saw the books that I had always been reading. I saw, statues of Buddha. I saw people walking around barefoot, and then I saw people experiencing incredible work on these tables. And that's when I decided I'm going to go back and I'm going to become a chiropractor as well. So I went on to study applied science and clinical science, a full-time double degree for 5 years, achieved in the top 10%. So I was flown to India to help volunteer and give chiropractic care to people who hadn't had the opportunity to experience it before. I then went on and did my postgraduate in Buddhism, especially more specifically humanistic Buddhism, which talks about bridging the West and the East together. How can we bring Buddhist thought and Buddhist philosophy to make it valuable and relevant to the Western mind today? So that was something that I was really, really passionate about. Obviously, I've also experienced a huge amount of different modalities, from network spinal to spinal flow to other esoteric medicines such as esoteric acupuncture. And I'm currently doing my master's in Chinese medicine as we speak, to learn more about the meridians and how the Chinese thought about the energetic systems as well. So that gives you a little bit more of a rundown of how I've come up with this blend between the East and the West. I also was a counsellor for a period of time in holistic counselling, so I'm very, very passionate about looking at the mind, not just from a diagnostic point of view, but looking at the mind in the way that's similar to what Joseph Campbell would, in terms of looking at someone's journey in this life and what stage they are at in this life and what context they are within, so that we can work with their nervous system, which is where the chiropractic comes in a way that's, I guess, unique to that individual. Then, of course, all the esoteric and energetic work that I've participated in is really what I'm so passionate about. And the reason being, once I experienced it, my life changed forever. Once you feel this tangible sensation that is energy, and you realize that you are energy, and you see how powerful working with the energetic field can be for you, not just mentally, emotionally, or physically, but more so spiritually as a human on this planet, you will never want to live life without experiencing energetics, and specifically spinal energetics again.